comeback win. It must feel good to at least in the regular season on a high note, and with, go heading into next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that game was pretty representative of kind of the attitude that our group developed over the year. Obviously, a lot of people may look at it as a pointless or meaningless game, but as you mentioned, it's always really nice to head into the off season on a high note, regardless of whether or not you're in playoffs. And I just think that the fight back that we showed, the resilience that we showed, I guess, even though it got a little chippy, and sticking together and kind of just pushing to that last moment. Not only did we owe it to ourselves and the staff and everyone that supported us throughout the year, but as you mentioned, it's a lot easier to kind of remember the season and have a positive memory of each other when you end on a high note like that.
Speaking of those memories and all those things, what stands out to you throughout this season when you look back? What's going to be the high notes for you, either on the ice or off the ice?
I like to think just kind of seeing the growth of the organization and the community over the year. Our turnouts seem to just increase and get better and better every game. And I believe it was a super special part of this inaugural season, and being able to be a small part of that was an honor as well. So that's going to be the thing that I think of when I think of the first years of Bloomington Bison, and being a part of something meaningful and developing something new. As I said, was an honor. It's super special and something that I'm super fortunate to look back on for the rest of my life, regardless of where I go.
Heading into the summer and obviously coming into next season, what is, when you look at like your career track, what would be happening next fall for you to be kind of progressing the way you want?
Yeah, obviously the goal is always to keep climbing. My hopes are that I get a good AHL offer and I spend some time in that league at the very least. My preference would, of course, to be a full-time guy in that league next year, but I understand that it doesn't always go as you plan it. So, yeah, that would be my goal, is to play as many AHL games as I can next year. And of course, there's some unpredictability in minor pro hockey, so I may go a large part of the summer without really being certain of that. But yeah, that's of course always the goal, is to keep climbing. So having a good summer, that's going to start with some rest. It's a long season, of course, but once my body feels ready to kind of get back at things, it'll just be jumping right back into the summer training. That's first and foremost, and then just hoping my agent has some successful chats with a couple of teams and gets an offer on the table that puts me in that position. But if not, I'm still pretty young, so I've got a few more years to try to make that jump still.
Well, on the heels of that, you look at this season, you led all defensemen in points. You were the only Iron Man. You entered the year as a 22-year-old defenseman. You wore a letter. Now you're 23. Just what is your overall collection of this year in your perspective, just solely focusing on you?
Yeah, I think the big thing that I'll look at is I got to pretty much try and do everything. As you mentioned, I was in a bit of a leadership role there for a while. I got some power play. I got to play on the penalty kill, and I was playing in big situations in a lot of minutes. So I kind of got thrown in the deep end, I guess you could say. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm extremely thankful for that. And I got to test the waters in a lot of different ways, and kind of a sink or swim moment sometimes, and you just have to learn to adapt and figure it out. I think I did a pretty good job at that for most of the year. As with anyone, I had my moments where I may have looked a little bit lost, but I think adapting and overcoming, I guess, it's a super important thing to be able to do. And I'm thankful that I was given those opportunities and trusted to be put into those moments and do a job.
Any favorite moments from this year?
I joked about it earlier. I think the first ever Chong Min Lee chant we got, that was pretty awesome. Obviously, he's a fan favorite, and seeing the support for a guy like that who's really far away from home is fantastic. And we just had a couple really exciting wins too. I think our overtime win where T. Stu scored his first goal there, that was super exciting. And that comeback later in the year against Kalamazoo, down I think it was 4 goals. Those are the kind of games that you remember the year, and that one was super exciting as well.